The first thing that a new user of EasyWare Human Resources Manager should notice is that the application is divided into 5 different sections, as indicated by the section headings on top of the application. Each section is in turn subdivided into subsections, as indicated by the tabs under each section. The second thing that the user has to notice is that at the bottom of the application there is a status bar. That status bar has very useful information, including information sent to the administrator from the server, and also the URL of the employee website of any company records currently open. The first step in starting a new company record is to create a new company. The way we do that is by either clicking File and clicking Create New Company, or by clicking on the Create New Company logo. A dialog box opens, and you can create a new company with any combination of alphanumeric characters. In this case, we will create a company called New Company, and we will set its financial year as starting in April 2012. Once you've done that, the system generates the database and all the necessary files to run the company records. As you can see, at the bottom of the application, there is the URL for the newly created company, which is flashing intermittently. The next step is to create some basic information for the company. For this, we click Administration and enter some basic information here. We don't have to fill in all the fields, but the most important field is the email address. That's because only emails sent to the organization through the website will be sent to that email address. As such, we have to ensure that it's up to date and valid. The next step is to enter some company records. For this, we go to the Company Records configuration. Here, we enter the various departments within the company. If the company has departments, we can enter an Account section, a Marketing section, a Security section, a Finance section, an Admin section, etc., etc. Once we have the information here, we must remember to click Save Changes. The next step is to enter some pay grade information. Let's start with the CEO. We can enter as much information as we choose here, once we've completed the list of pay grades. We can enter as much information as we choose here. Once we've completed the list of pay grades, we are now ready to add employees to the system. If we haven't added all of the company departments or pay grades, we can always come back at any point in time to amend this system. Let's start by clicking on Add New Employee. Our new employee will be Tony Blair. Again, we enter as much information about the employee as possible, but the most important information on this screen is most definitely the email and password. Without these, the user cannot log on to the employee website. Once we've entered the basic information, we click Save Changes. After this, we can add photographs by highlighting the relevant employee and clicking on the Load or Change Picture button. Then we can search for any photographs that are preloaded on the computer. We can change this photograph at any time. The next step is to enter the work details for the employee. We select the relevant department. Again, this department is from the list of departments we entered on the admin page here. We select the pay grade, and the grades we see here are the grades we entered in the admin section. The job title can be anything. There should ideally be line managers, but at present there is only one on the system. At this point in time, Tony will be his own line manager. A line manager is important for features such as leave management and disciplinary and grievance procedures. Without a line manager, it would be impossible for an employee to do things such as booking leave or making complaints to his or her manager. The next item is the payment details for the employee. If you look closely, you can see that the payment details fields have been pre-populated. They are populated by the details of the accountant, which we entered under the admin section. Now we know that at every pay grade there are variations. Some employees get more and some employees get less than the average. That's why we have the Amend Details button for every employee. We can amend the payment fields upwards or downwards, as the case may be. For instance, if I enter a figure here, it increases the total for that field. To reduce from a particular figure, we enter a minus sign, followed by the figure. Once we save that information, we can see that the new totals have been amended to match the changes. That's the basic information we need to begin to run the payroll for the employee. There are some other things you may want to consider at the initial stage. For example, entering information for the employee timesheet. For that, we go back to Admin and click Timesheets. Then we enter project details. For instance, annual leave, sick leave, training, testing, development, etc., etc. You can enter anything you like here, and then save changes. We must also enter the number of hours or days per week allowed for the employee. In this case, let's say the employee works 7-hour days or 35-hour weeks. We save the changes at this stage, and we are ready to go to the employee website. We either click the flashing URL at the bottom of the screen, or we go to Online and click on Go to Online Site. That opens up the employee website in the browser.